Hello, Dr. Vince Bellonzi here, and I've got one word for you. It's called allostasis. Everybody's worried so much about stress and having too much stress or sometimes too little stress. Allostasis is the compilation of all the stresses that are on your body, that are on your mind, because stress is more than just mental. If you understand stress, it can be a real good thing, because stress is what allows us to get bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. Stress is what gets the body to make its adaptation. So with a better understanding of stress, we can actually make changes that are beneficial to the human body. I know you worry about reducing stress, or many people do, and you don't want to have too little stress because then the body begins to degenerate. Good stress, when applied correctly, will cause the muscles to be bigger, the nerves to be bigger, the circulation to work better, the inflammation to be less. So many problems can be alleviated by understanding stress. Physical therapists understand stress. They know how to apply a stress on your knee or on a joint and actually create a stronger joint. They know that if they apply stresses correctly, the body will respond and you'll get what you're looking for, which is rehabilitation. So the idea that stress is bad comes from the fact that many people are overwhelmed by stress. If you understand stress and you build that better body, then you can handle it, you can deal with more stress. That's adaptation. So if you understand allostasis, if you understand how to train the body correctly, you can actually get a better body that withstands stress without being hurt or harmed. Because stress can be damaging, especially if we're not paying attention to it. If we're just allowing stress to build up and then we do nothing physical, if we spend our time worrying and in what's called sympathetic dominance, if we're always in that fight or flight mode, well, that can damage us. But if we understand stress, we can actually get the body to a point where it can tolerate more stress without damage. For example, I have trained people to run marathons, and I've run a few myself. In the training, you're putting your body under stress. In the beginning, you don't know if you can run more than a mile or so. But then you add distance, you add more stress, and if you do it correctly, you don't overtrain, and you end up being able to get right back into your training the next day. You don't overdo it, and that's a sign of overtraining is that you can't return. If you do it correctly, before you know it, you're running this longer distance up to 26 miles, and yes, it's hard, but it's not so overwhelming that you have to suffer. What you want to do is have the body able to produce energy for that longer period of time. You want the joints strong enough to take the pounding over that longer period of time. If you train correctly, your body gets bigger and stronger in significant ways that allow you to run that marathon. And it's the same in anything in life. If you apply stress correctly, you learn. You develop new nerve tissue. You develop new muscle. You develop the body that allows you to handle the stress. The body does adapt each and every day. So we can all do this, and we do it. When you're paying attention to it and you're training and taking care of yourself, you build that better body, you adapt that better body that can handle more stress and avoid disease. But if you're not careful, then stress will cause damage to the body. And that's what we all recognize is when that happens. So don't be so worried about stress. Learn how you can use it. It's the whole idea of knowing how to pick your battles, right? You want to not overwhelm yourself trying to fight every little stress. You want to find ways to relax and reduce the stress and have your parasympathetic or downtime. All that is important. But again, if you understand stress, if you understand allostatic load and how to apply it and how not to overwhelm the body, you'll gain a positive adaptation. And then when there's stress, it doesn't affect you nearly as much. In fact, have you ever been in a time when you were eating well and taking care of yourself and stresses didn't seem to bother you at all? And then another time you're hungry, you're tired, maybe even there's been some injury to the body, and you're just going to be pretty hard to live with because the stress is too much for you. You can't even keep an emotional balance. So with an understanding of allostasis, what we can do is we can make a body more resilient, more healthy, and in a sense more enjoyable to live life in. So don't fear stress. Find a way to deal with the stress by building a body that can withstand damage or not avoid having any damage. So this is Dr. Vince Bellonzi. The word of the day is allostasis. Look it up. It's fun to learn about. Or talk to a physical therapist or a chiropractor or anybody that knows how to use this. Coaches, on and on. Anybody who's able to build stronger athletes, people, and have a good day.